Hola, bon dia a tothom altra vegada. Estem a punt d'iniciar la segona sessió del dia d'avui del País Convidat. Ens parlaran també, són temes vinculats a temes de geografia, que és bàsicament els temes als que estem dedicant les sessions del País Convidat d'avui. Jo, ja per anar avançant, passo la paraula a la Marlissa, que us presentarà el ponent que tenim per aquesta sessió. Us recordem una vegada més que podeu fer preguntes en el xat. Fins ara. Marlissa.
Thank you. Okay, thank you, Laura. So after we learn about the geography with William, so today we will have information a little bit about special case of the tourism in Indonesia. We call it as a community-based tourism. We have in here Dr. Frans Teguh from the Ministry of Tourism Indonesia. He is an extreme expert in the sustainable tourism and destination management in Indonesia. And he is currently served as an expert staff for sustainable development and conservation at the Ministry of Tourism and the Creative Economy of the Republic of Indonesia. So before he had 3 decades of the experiences, began as a lecturer in a university in Bandung. And before transitioning into government position as well as assistant deputy for the planning and investment, as well as assistant deputy for the infrastructure and the ecosystem development. And then also assistant deputy for the strategic management. So Dr. Frans Teguh also received extensive training in the tourism management, ecotourism, and leadership from the prestigious institution, for example, University of Waterloo, MIT, and Global Sustainable Tourism Council. So in this session, we will learn more about what is community-based tourism, which is one type of tourism that I think in Spain maybe a little bit difficult to find. So this is one of the uniqueness of Indonesia. So Dr. Frans Teguh, please, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Ibu Marlissa Ayu. Yeah, so very nice to meeting you here. Buenas tardes. Buenas tardes. Yeah, thank you for giving me the opportunity to share or to give some insight from Indonesia experiences in dealing with the community-based tourism and back-to-back with the practices of sustainable tourism as a part of our roadmap and our program in the reality in accordance to extend or explore our potentials and also to attract many visitors, providing services and also experience, and then can give a contribution to the local in terms of the economic, social culture, as well as the ecology. So then I bring in this experience with the topic leveraging Indonesia geographic identity through community-based tourism. So as you all know that if we are talking about the community-based tourism, so in my perspective, in my experience, so it means development from the people, with the people, and for the people. So I think this is really a kind of people-centered development tourism. So this again calling our efforts either from the governments or from the industries or the players to include people or local communities be part of tourism. So that's why in the recent years, let's say in the last 3 years, more than approximately last 5 years. So we are boosting village tourism. So something like rural tourism program. So we concentrate our tourism development plan and also destination management approach in the communities, in the village. So that's why we understand that with this approach, we can bring prosperity, we can bring the uh, planet conservation and also peace as a part of the SDGs pillars. So by understanding community-based tourism, so that is also again what I'm telling you before, that it is about engage people with the communities, for the communities, and by the community. So let's say, for example, the communities, what we call it, assemblies. Yeah? So we got what we call it local values, local indigenous values. So we call it a gotong royong. So this is our terms. So it means that together, with the consensus, we can get the plan, and also we have a collective efforts, collective actions, and also disperse or the profit or the contribution for all. So I think this is also our ways. So again, the empowerment is very important, and how then we are dealing with the collective decision makers. So in the real practices, it's not easy to bring any differences, ideas, and also interest into one holistic single approach. But again, by the time, so I think this is also a part of the journey. So we can come up with a common understanding and common decision. So that's why we can develop tourism together. So I think this initiative is very significant for us, even though we believe that it's not so smooth in the real practice. But I think this is the ideas, this is the approach to bring communities as a part of tourism program. So next slide, please. Next. Yes. So again, I think it is still in line with the shifting of the consumers, or also, that we are also facing the millennials or centennials generation, new generation, and also have different uh, needs, different wants, different interests. So I think that after pandemic, for example, the trend of the tourism activities, not only in the city, but also they would like to have an authentic experience in the connect with the nature, and also with the real relationship with the people in the village, and also they appreciate the culture because they enjoy the traditional performance arts, and again also they have a real experience how to cook with the local gastronomy or local culinary. So then again, that this is really a real experience, real authentic experience. Then we can combine with the product, and then we can have a destination management program in the village. So I think that this is again about the product and market approach. So we can utilize the trend and the needs for the visitors or for the consumers. But then again, we can have a product in the one side, so then we can meet each other. So next slide, please. Next, yes. So again, about the sustainable tourism trends, as I mentioned before, that it is real in relation to the climate actions, and they really wants to have a real experience in the ground, connect with the local people. So this is also bring the new approach of the destination. Yeah, I think this is also again how then we can promote the storytelling, for example. So it's not a matter of they enjoy the product or get the meals, or let's say to have a look on certain scenic beauties, but they also have a interpretation, they have stories. They can have an impression of the local dialects as well as the local culture. So I think this is really again to connect with the community-based tourism, especially in the village. Yeah, next slide, please. Next one. Yes, we have you know that we have a rich of culture. We have a biodiversity, landscape, and cultural heritage. So, as you know, that Indonesia also has more than 10 UNESCO. I mean, UNESCO heritage, including Borobudur Temple in Central Java, and also in Bali and some other parts of Indonesia. So you know that we have more than 16,000 islands. So it's really different to the mainland of Europe. But again, the length of our country is, for example, we can compare from London to Moscow, for example. This is again how big our country is, and we have a lot of difference in culture, and also provided the different experience as well. Yeah, next slides. Yes, one case that I would like to share you this afternoon in accordance with the traditional village in Bali with the local practices. We call it like subak system. So again, this is a kind of the local tradition because you know that Indonesia is famous for agriculture. So in the beginning of their life, they manage water distribution, and then how then they cultivate and do farming, and because it is really connect with the culture. So again, they have a local values. So we call it like Trihita Karana. This is an harmony. They believe this is harmony with the God, with the people, and also with the nature. So something that we can learn from the Bali experience, since Bali is very famous in the last 100 years in terms of the tourism. So a lot of places here in Bali. We have temples, we have a beach, we have also the traditional dances, food as well, and also again the rural village, or forest, something like that. So we really think that bringing tourism to the modern life really connect with the local experience. So Bali still wearing their own traditional clothes, and I think this is really happened in Bali. So maybe a lot of you got experience, because I believe that you may come very often to Bali. So if if not, so I think please come to Bali and enjoy the local experience. And I think we have a common bond in terms of the structure of the organization, the village, they have a security or guards to protect them. So you know that in certain ceremonies, because most of the Balinese are Hinduism, so they also adore God in the temple and also doing ceremonies. They have a local ceremonies. They have home village. I mean home family ceremonies, village ceremonies, and also the Kabupaten ceremony. So something that they still protect and hold their own tradition. So I think this is really interesting for the case of the tourism, because when they interact with the people outsider, I mean, so from foreign peoples or from tourists from around the world, they are proud of being Balinese, and they are proud of providing the experience of the Balinese. So I think this is really great, because you know that as a part of the tourism, so people searching for uniqueness, for the speciality, for the local experience, as well as the difference. So I think again, this is really a great capital for tourism. So once they protect their culture, their way of life, so something that they can bring a different experience, so people can learn and can engage with the locals, and the local people are very proud of that, to protect, to conserve, to keep their tradition. Even though I think there's a lot of threats and turbulences in doing this. Is not easy because nowadays we are more open in terms of the social media, in terms of the technology driven, something like that. But again, with the local beliefs, their tradition, they can really still struggling in their life. So I think just to mention some in terms of one village, something like in the Panglipuran village, it is in the mid of the Bali. They can keep their villages still clean, not only because of the government support, but they come from their own awareness to keep their house still clean, and also managing waste, recycling waste, something like that, and protect the water, spraying water, and also bamboo as a I mean the bamboo forest. They keep that, and they can providing also a kind of the attraction, let's say, to give people available to walk on, and also to enjoy the feel, look and feel of the local village. So I think this is really challenging for us. You know that people also can involve or interactive in local people daily life. So I think this is also a package from the local to provide a product in tourism. So something that as I mentioned, that they have a local organization. They call it like a Bendesa Adat. So the traditional council. So they have an authority or a power to protect, and also to select, to control any progress, any development, or any deviation, or any gap that happens, and they can have a resolution, have a collective efforts to be more professional. Yes, that is the case of Bali. Next slide, please. So there's also some engagement with Bali. Let's say we have Tenganan, also in Bali. Still, they preserve the culture and also double ikat weaving, greensing. This is to generate a lot of artisans involved in this village. So they call it a Bali Aga village. Yeah? This is the guardians of ancient tradition. So as I mentioned before, that a lot of challenge again because we are in the modern life. Over tourism is one of the key or critical issues for the time being. So I think we should protect and manage Bali Islands and also all the villages here to still keep their tradition. So that's why some popular resort in Bali, let's say Ubud or Canggu village, and also Nusa Dua or Kuta or Sanur, we you know that we are suffering, or they're suffering in terms of the water supplies and also uh, waste management, and then again the cultural erosions. That is why we are now talking with the government to have certain policies and also rules and regulation. So bring a lot of efforts in terms of giving education for the visitors with the do's and don'ts, with the code of conduct, code of ethics when they are doing tourism activities in Bali. So this is again we should have to bring the policy to be practices in the real action in the village, and also in our policy to manage tourism in Bali. Yeah. Next slide, please. Oh yes, second studies. So I would like to bring in the Borobudur Community Network. So as you know that the Borobudur Temple is one of the World Heritage. So this is a complex of Buddhism temples. So as one of the cultural heritage that we have in Indonesia, and you know that surrounding the sites, there are also a complex of village, more than 50 or 60 villages. So we really have a like a alliance or the groups of the village in developing tourism. Uh, then again, we also bring the different experience. So let's say people can enjoy Borobudur Temple in the sites, uh, 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 get the interpretation, for example. But then we also providing or give an opportunity for those who are going to connect with the local people, see the real life of the villagers, and as also doing something activities in the agriculture, or also enjoying the food, something like that, in the village. So nearby the Yogyakarta or the Borobudur is Merapi Mountain. So right now we also get a lot of tension in terms of how then we can have a balance between pressures in the cities and also in the rural areas. So again, the Merapi, for example, so we also let's say this is an active volcano, but because of their forest and also environment ecosystem is still great and beautiful. So that's why there's some activities in the slope of the Merapi, but we also be aware of the disaster preparedness. So in terms of the uh, early warning system and also the evacuations drill. So I think again this is a kind of clues that we also take into account how then we uh, provide security first, then we can enjoy the activities in tourism. So I think this is a kind of a crisis management approach, but still we can provide the beautiful experience and also the diverse of the product. Let's say like eco trails, so you can drive with the tracks and open tracks and enjoy the beautiful of the slope, the Merapi, but still be aware of the any certain disaster that may happen or occur. But believe me that the system is still on uh, what we call it like we have settled the systems, so be worries, no worries to be there. And I think this is again how then we can manage our destination management and also coordinate with the local authorities, local actors, and then we can bring the product to the customer or to visitors. Yeah, next slides, please. Yeah, and also in Yogyakarta, we have Kasongan village. It is popular for clay made. So mostly Europeans or Japans, uh, they uh, they start with the business to export the ceramics or pottery yeah, in Kasongan. This is one village within Yogyakarta. So again, the community-based tourism still uh, really important for us, because you know that more than five 15,000 jobs created. So let's say the communities now they involve a lot with the batik, graba, and pottery crafts. So this is really show us the great impacts to engage people or the local people to have a certain product, or they can generate their own crafts, but then we can experience the process of the pottery of the village or graba. So then they also have some events or festivals providing foods, local tradition. So again, as I mentioned before, that the starting point is how to engage with the local values, with the local genius, and also the local product. Yeah, next slide. Yes, last but not least, I think I also have one more best practices in Manggarai or in Vairabo village, because as uh, as you know that one of the strategy in Indonesia is bringing dispersion of the tourism development, not only in Bali or in Java, but also out of Java or out of Bali. So that's why we are now in the strategy of tourism. We call it like a Bali Beyond. So it means that we also bring different experience, not only in Bali, but also some parts, let's say in Labuan Bajo. It's one of the new destination. We call it a destination of Komodo and Labuan Bajo. So Komodo is a national park. It's very popular for the lizard or giant lizard. It's a family of dinosaurs, for example. But then you can also enjoy the village surrounding the Labuan Bajo or Manggarai area. So we call it Vairabo. That is the pictures just showing you that it is really a typical houses made by the local, and now you can enjoy this experience by uh, getting there. But you know that the the village is so tranquil, so silent, so purely, so pristine. So there's no technology intervention for the time being. So something that you know that if you were there, so no connection with you because no mobile available for that. So then again, it's bring the difference experience for us. So again, because the village organized by the people, because they have their own leaders, local leaders, and they manage their destination, and then they can also accommodate people in groups. Let's say 5 up to 15 people. So you may accommodate in the one house to be accommodated. So then you can also have a local food and also local experience. And then you know that because this area is also popular for the coffee, so in the morning or in the daytime, they can also provide or also serve us the experience of drinking coffee with the local ambience and local atmosphere. So this is really a typical village in Indonesia. So as you know that another picture aside, this is one picture that's showing us the local genius of agriculture. So they call it like subak in Bali, but they call it sawah lodok in local language. So just to show us they have a local wisdom to distribute water and also the land, so they can work together in the widely platform of the area, but they can produce or they can generate paddy or local products to cultivate in there. So again, this is just to show you how strong that the local people take part in the development of their village, but also together to bring in the tourism experience back to back with that. And this is a kind of what we call like uh, symbiosis, mutual symbiosis in dealing with the agriculture in the one side and also tourism in another side. Yeah, next slide, please. Yes, as you know that we still have a challenge in general in terms of our lesson learned So again, I just pin out the environmental pressures. So we are suffering with the water, with the fresh water, coral reef, for example, because uh, our Indonesia archipelago is also have a lot of diving sites and coral reefs. As you know, that Indonesia is also one of the coral triangle. So I think this is really blessed for us, but it's also contains of the challenge. So the economic leakage is also one of the challenge or problems that we are facing so far. So you know that every single product sometimes it's not locally produced. So sometimes we bring in from other parts or from other islands or other areas uh, to uh, produce product in the destination. So that's why we need the linkage. How then we combine with the supply chains locally? So every single food or vegetables, eggs, meats, or something like that can support from the locals. So I think this is also important for us to give prosperity for the people in the local level. So then again, our challenge is about the cultural commodification. So uh, you know that commercialization on one side is also important because it can generate income, generate money and dollars, in some case. But also we should have to be aware of the we call it to be not so commercialized. So we should have to keep our tradition, our arts, our dance, our culture to be still uh, respect to the essential, substantial values that we have. So I think this is again it's not easy to manage this cultural commodification. And one more thing that I think this is a kind of the key success factor for us is about the strong local institutions. So I think, as I mentioned before, that we have local leaders, we have institution, traditional institution, so they still keep respecting the local leaders. They can be aware of certain things, do's and don'ts, as a code of conduct, code of ethics. So I think this is also our capital, our social capital, that uh, can give a different experience. And I think we need policies, we need affirmative policies. We should have to bring the innovative approach to manage tourism properly. So, ladies and gentlemen, or my colleagues here. So, I think I will close my presentation with this, and of course, any strategies we can take into account in terms of the policy intervention. How then we can bring in the technology integration to be part of our system in terms of ticketing, reservation, or communication promotion in one side. So using virtual reality, for example, I think this is also important for us to tap our new market, uh, Gen Z or Gen A. I think they are more familiar with the apps, with the technology. So that's why our locals leveraged in terms of the capacity building. So we need more and more education and capacity building, the new scaling, upscaling and reskilling. I think is very important. Doing workshop and training as well. And last but not least, how to engage with the local and global partnership, working together, collaboration, co-creation. So I think this is also important for us. So then again, we are more than happy to connect with you all, and let us move together and bring our communities as a part of our development, people centered development through tourism. So thank you very much. So I would like to be back to moderator. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Franz Teguh, for your presentation. I think it's very interesting to see how we recognize, especially in Indonesia, we recognize community-based tourism. So it's not like in Spain that in the tourism it's managed by DMO, or a destination management organization, which is part of the government, or private. So in Indonesia, we have what we call it as a community-based tourism, which is based on the community. So community is the one who form a group, and then after that, they promote their own tourism. So if you are interested, especially for the student, if you are interested in the tourism, you can ask a question in chat. You can type it. Yes, we have... okay, if you... Oh.
There are no questions.
No question, but I have a question.
Yeah.
So I'm teaching in the Faculty of Tourism in the University of Girona. I have a question. Sometimes, if you think about the community, especially, for example, you have a case in the entity Nusa Tenggara Timur, which is very isolated. But then we are talking about community-based tourism, which is managed by community. And how, especially people in the isolated area, how you can make sure that they have a capacity to manage the tourism in the good
Yes.
way. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Bu Ayo. Yeah. So I think uh, uh, we are familiar with the local approach in dealing with how to leverage their capacities in providing service, for example. So you know that. So we call it like a transformation of the social culture. It's very important, very fundamental to start with the understanding how then they can treat people or foreigners when they come to their place or their site. So I think it's very important. Luckily, you know that in every single tradition or culture in Indonesia, especially also in the isolated area like in Flores, they are really respect to the foreigners. So I think this is really a great capital. So they treat foreigners or stranger people as also a part of their friends. I think this is really important to deal with, to start with. So again, uh, they, it's not a matter of transaction in the in the first step. So they start with the human approach, relationship. So I think this is really unique and uh, special values that they have. So I think this is again what we call it like a fundamental interaction between people to people relationship. So with that values, so again, when we come up with the transaction or business relationship, it's much more easy. So we give something a workshop or capacity building after that. So let's say, oh yes, if you have a lot of visitors as a guest, so please clean your house. Please make sure the hygiene and sanitation, including, let's say, toilet or anything related with the sanitation. For certain examples. So again, this is also a kind of the community capacity building. This is one side. So another one, we also bring, or not bring, actually, we plan, we select among them as a leader, as a ambassador, as a engine of or game changer, something like that. So you know that they also come from the youth, or come from senior citizen, or come from students that really potentials in managing their friends and their people. So I think it's also important to start with the ownership, and also the responsibility, and also their sense, their feeling. I think this is really important to bring trust to them. So it's again make more easy for us to go further, and it is a part of our journey. So I think this is a little bit insight from our experience in dealing with the isolated areas that may be not so easy to recognizing tourism from the certain states to a more advanced level. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there any question? No, I think, yeah.
Yes,
I think
if
it's
no,
the
so
experience
niente
is so.
problema. Thank you.
No, I was saying the experience is perhaps so peculiar for us that we don't dare in making questions. We are still shocking with the idea.
No problem. Niente problema. Studente, yes.
Okay.
So we are familiar with this. So I think thank you, gracias. Thank you very much
Thank you
for
very
your
much.
time to hear our experience, and more than happy to welcome you to Indonesia, or see you very soon in sometimes, but in Indonesia. So this is the tourism, right? Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you
very much.
Thank you very much.
Moltes gràcies a tothom per haver participat en aquesta sessió. Us recordem que a la tarda hi ha una projecció d'una pel·lícula de cinema indonesi, i en tot cas ho teniu en els programes, i en tot cas us esperem demà al matí a les 10 a una sessió. Demà dedicarem el dia a la història d'Indonèsia. D'acord? Moltes gràcies a tothom i fins una altra. Adéu.
Adéu.
Adéu.